I'm Caitlin Zillis. I'm a child life specialist here at Lurie Children's. My role is to provide navigational and family support for our parents, caregivers, and babies as they journey through our NICU, our neonatal intensive care unit. And I'm lucky enough to be here with Monica, who has agreed to share her story in the hopes of your story connecting with others that are currently going through this experience. So, do you mind sharing a
Yeah,
little
I'm
bit
excited
about
to be here. So I had twin boys, James and Lewis. My water broke at 24 weeks, and I delivered them at 25 weeks, and they weighed 1.5 pounds each, so little guys. The first week was kind of like the honeymoon stage, and that's kind of how they explained it to us. And after that first week, we got the call that Louie needed to get transferred downtown to Lurie's for a coarctation of the aorta. We were so lucky that Lurie's was so close to our hospital. So we took that ambulance ride downtown, and it was kind of just like a whirlwind. Like, I feel like something was always going wrong. You have twins, so one was stable, and then the other one was battling something, and then they would switch places on us. So we had two babies an hour apart from the hospital, and my husband had to go back to work, so we were kind of juggling that transition. So yeah, the boys were in different hospitals for 7 months. Louis was kind of battling lung issues, and James actually developed neck. He ended up coming downtown to Lurie's too. So they both ended up downtown at Lurie's. They were together for a while, and then Louis was able to come home first with a feeding tube. So we had one baby now at home with feeding issues, so we're trying to juggle that, and then we had a baby downtown at Lurie still. So I feel like those weeks that they were separated were really chaotic and hectic. You know, we're new parents, and we're dealing with the feeding tube, and then now we're dealing with another baby at home. So I feel like that was really challenging to have them in different spots. So, but eventually James came home too, and you know, one happy family. So,
Yeah. While they were in those two different spots, whether it be at an outside hospital and here at Lurie, or eventually when one was at home and one was here,
right.
Was there anything in particular that was helpful for your kind of mama heart or for your family unit that helped you cope and adjust with that time?
So we actually were very lucky that we have great family support. So we kind of utilized that a lot. So when the boys were in the hospital, it was during COVID, so we couldn't have a lot of visitors here. Yeah. But the family was able to help us at home with Louie. So someone would come over and hang out with Louie, and I was able to kind of sneak downtown. Wasn't as long as I would hoped, but and kind of spend some time with James. Sure. I think something that was really helpful was kind of focusing on the quality of the visit versus the quantity. You know, I felt that mama guilt, that I needed to be here all day and like spend hours just sitting at the bedside or holding him and
connecting with therapies or support staff. There's a lot of pressure on families to be present and engaged. And what do you do when you can't because you're pulled in these different directions?
Right. So something I tried to focus on was the quality of the visits. So trying to go during a feeding or a bath time, or I know I would know when like physical therapy was coming that day, or speech, and just trying to focus on being there and being present, because it wasn't a very long time. So
that makes sense. And that's my role with older children is helping families navigate their adjustment as well. So your experience was unique that you had both babies together and then one at home and one in the hospital, whereas for some family units, those older children or those other children are always in the home while the baby is in the NICU. And so using my knowledge in child development, I'm often helping families navigate that and helping siblings feel what we call emotionally safe, understanding of what's going on. And quality versus quantity is one of the go-tos that I offer, and also the differentiation of time. Like, I'm here at the hospital, I'm doing my hospital life right now, and then when I'm home, I'm being physically and emotionally present so I can be, you know, in my home life. I think transparency is really helpful with other children to the best of your comfort. Not every family feels that sense of autonomy and control over giving that transparency, but relying on support services like myself to adapt versus adapt on like developmental levels and developmental understandings can be really helpful. So I echo those sentiments of quality over quantity.
We recognize that every family's journey in the NICU is unique. Our goal is to ensure that every child and family has positive experiences and outcomes, such as those described by the family in this video. We hope that sharing Monica, James, and Lewis's story will give you strength and inspire hope for yourself and your family.